Today we are going to be talking about muscular fitness, specifically muscular strength and muscular endurance. The first topic is muscular strength measurement. Muscular strength is described as the maximum amount of force that a muscle can exert against some form of resistance in a single effort. 1 RM is used to describe the term 1 repetition maximum. 1 repetition maximum is used to describe the maximal amount of weight that can be lifted with one contraction. To find the 1 repetition maximum, have the person do light repetitions as a warm-up. Then you will do 4 trials with a 3 to 5 minute break in between each trial. Use a weight within 50 to 70% of the athlete's capacities. Increase the resistance by 2.5 to 20 kilogram increments until the person can either no longer lift the weight, no longer maintain the speed, or maintain proper form. The speed should be a 2-2-4 count, which we will explain later. Finally, record the final weight lifted. To find the person's 1 repetition maximum for the bench press test, you will first find the 1 RM as explained in the previous slide. The specific highlights of this are the person should lie on the bench supine and have their feet on the floor. Their back should also be flat. A spotter will be behind the bar and lift the bar to the lifter. The lifter will take the bar and lower to their chest and back up. Increase in increments of 2.5 to 20 kilograms as needed until you find the 1 RM. Go! This is an example of a 1 RM for the bench press test. To find the 1 RM for the leg press test, first find the person's 1 RM. Specifically positioning the person in the leg press machine, the feet should be shoulder width apart and the legs should be in line with the knee. Then you will add the appropriate weight within that 2.5 to 20 kg increment. Have the person lower the weight and push it back up. This is an example of a 1 RM leg press test, but this weight is too easy. So on to the go. Here we added a weight within the 2.5 to 20 kg limit. Determination of muscle strength rating. This is specific to a muscle group. HRPF is an assessment of muscular strength. It assesses a group of muscles and gives a composite score to conceptualize a muscle strength. Some weaknesses of this test are that some muscles in that group can either be stronger or weaker than others, so it's hard to differentiate the strength of a specific muscle within a group, like the quads. There are also static weights, which include dynamometers, which are most common in grip strength, but can also be used in leg and back strength. Tensiometers are also static, and they test multiple joint angles through a ROM, for example, a cable tensiometer. Dynamic can be concentric or eccentric loading, for example, isokinetic, which can be weightlifting machines. They're not common in HRPF because they can also be expensive, but they are accurate and very reliable. For weightlifting technique, have a 2-second concentric or contraction phase, a 2-second hold, and a 4-second eccentric phase. Maintaining proper form and technique is crucial for lifting. The Valsalva maneuver can be used by breathing out during the concentric phase and breathing in during the eccentric phase. The next topic we are going to be talking about is the measurement of muscular endurance. Muscular endurance is defined as the ability of a muscle or muscle groups to sustain repeated contractions against a resistance for an extended period of time. Procedures for a partial curl-up test include: have the person lie on the mat supine with their knees at a 90-degree angle. Arms should be at his or her side with the palms down and the middle finger touching a piece of tape. Place another piece of tape 10 centimeters away from the first piece. Keep the shoes on. Then set a metronome to 50 beats per minute. Person does slow controlled curl-ups. The back must remain flat and the shoulder blades must come off the mat. Continue this for 1 minute. There are 2 options for the test. The person can do as many curl-ups without pausing until they get to 25 and do it for a time how fast they can do it, or the person can do as many curl-ups as they can in 1 minute. Here, she is doing a partial curl-up test. Our tape is 1 inch and about 10 centimeters long, so we had her start at the front part of the tape and move down toward the distal part of the tape. Procedures for a push-up test. There are 2 different starting positions, one for a male and one for a female. The males use what's called a down position, where their hands are pointed forward and under their shoulder blades. The back is straight and the head is up. Females use what's called the knee push-up position. Their legs are together, the knees are in contact with the mat, the ankles are plantar flexed, the back is straight, the hands are shoulder width apart, and the head is up. The person lifts their body up from their chin touching the mat. Their elbows will be straight, returning to their starting position. Do not let the stomach touch the mat when you do this push-up. The back must be straight when lifting, and the elbows must go to a straight position. Complete extension. No cheating. The maximum number of push-ups is the number of push-ups performed consecutively without rest. The test ends when the person is strained or cannot maintain technique for 2 reps. This first video will be the down position for the males. The next video will be the knee up position for the females. Notice how their backs are flat, their chin touches the ground, but their stomach does not touch. Also, their hands are shoulder width apart and facing forward. Procedures for the YMCA bench press test. This test is a standardized method to quantify muscular endurance using the bench press exercise. Have the lifter lay on the bench supine with their feet on the floor. The bar should be under their eyes. A spotter should stand behind the bar and hand the bar to the lifter. The spotter is responsible to grab the bar whenever necessary, when the athlete can no longer lift it. The lifter's hands should be shoulder width apart. The lifter takes the bar from the spotter and lowers the bar to touch the chest. Have a metronome set to 60 beats per minute. The lifter lowers the bar in 1 beat and raises the bar to full extension in another beat. This is 2 seconds per cycle, giving a total of 30 reps. The test goes until the lifter cannot keep up with the beats per minute or lacks in technique. Here, she raised and lowered the 35-pound bar up down to her chest and back up until she no longer could. Determination of muscular endurance rating. This tests an entire muscle group. It is when you perform a specific number of contractions in a certain period of time. Holding for a period of time is isometric, which is static. For example, the flexed arm hang. The maximum number of contractions against a set resistance in a certain period of time is dynamic, like the YMCA bench press just shown. Here are our citations, and this concludes our presentation.